Okay, welcome to part 3, I guess. So, been doing some more sanding. It's sanding season in sunny Nevada, and yeah, that oxalic acid did not have to happen. It came out all kind of even. I don't know why I was so worried, but maybe after it sat for a while, it lined itself. I have no idea. Anyway, come out good. Then tackling the rest of it, as you can see, the front panels are beat up a little bit, so I started sanding these. I'm using this Ryobi 1 orbital unit, which I think is absolutely awesome, but as you can see, you can't get into this area. And there's another Ryobi 1, which is kind of like a shoehorn thing, like a nibbler size. Anyway, that's going to get in there. I'm going to buy one of those tomorrow to finish that. The rest of it has got some independent issues which I can take care of independently rather than actually physically sand the whole thing, because that's not going to be good. But I'm just kind of getting the worst of it. The grill cloth is disgusting. Don't know what, almost like it was used as an air conditioner vent. Anyway, we're going to recloth that. But yeah, I'm kind of getting into this thing. The sanding, the wood's kind of starting to come together. We already talked about electronics. We'll get back to that as well. But anyway, that's where we're at. I'll keep you posted. Okay, we're continuing with the woodwork. This has been well used and loved. There's lots of little nicks and marks and what have you, but I'm starting to blend it in a little bit. This I took down and restained and polyed. These not. These are in good shape. We'll get that cloth off later. But I want to talk about the legs. You can see she's legless. Legs got quite a bit of damage here and there. Been used as a wood filler here, in there as well. And as you can see, this is a common problem right here. This is where people were mopping the floors or something, and the water affected the tips. Now, stripping these guys, stripping them and restaining, toning, whatever you want to do, is a nightmare for legs because they're a part of the frame. So you've got to be really careful, because otherwise you have really bad looking legs on an otherwise nice console. So a little trick I do for this is, especially if it's got gold on it, these are the gold fronts, pulls, faux pulls. I'm going to mask these off. I'm going to give them a little gold tip. It's like what the Germans did on their consoles, with some gold paint that matches this gold, and it's going to give it a nice little bling. It'll complement it nicely. Original? No. Better? Yes. Hey, remember earlier how we talked about these speaker grills and that they needed cleaning or actually replacing? Well, I got one out, and typical of Fisher, being just that little bit better than everybody else, this is wire. This is wire mesh covered in a carpet material. They just collected a bunch of dust. So as you can see, compressed air blew it all out nicely. Replacing this would be a really bad idea because each individual louver is stapled. So removing this and finding something suitable would be a nightmare. This was probably putting a die. These louvers were lined up in a frame die, and then this was put on top, stuck, if you know what I mean. So I am not going to mess with this at all. Good cleaning, as you can see right through it, and it will look and sound great. Okay, definitely looking a lot better now. Still got some age-related stuff on it, but it's definitely improvement from what we saw originally. So yeah, I'll put the top on when I put the guts back in, but right now we're doing a bit of recapping. As you see on the amplifier section right here, it's solid state. This is a hybrid tube tuner, solid state amp, and as you can see, lots of old cardboard German caps. I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, But yeah, we'll be doing those and the can caps as well. There's one there and two there. I'll probably leave these because they're single can and put them in there. But anyway, yeah, do a bit of electrical restoration now. Stay tuned. All right. Hey, you know, I really kind of talked out of turn earlier when I was calling this thing solid state. It's really not. The only thing solid state about it is the germanium output transistors. I mean, even the preamp section is tube. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, just me waffling on. But yeah, Fisher tube, you could call it a semi-hybrid, I guess. But we did put some new caps in here. There was no room to put these underneath, so they had to go on top. Same with this, there's just no room in there. I know people like to stuff the cans and what have you, but not me. Anyway, so yeah, also, once again, I talked out of turn before. The auto off switch, it was not the culprit. Even though it won't go in the off position, it still works nicely. It's actually the on off switch itself. It's incorporated into the volume. It's a common occurrence with Fishers. So I'm going to, you can get these things. I think it's like $100 plus $30 shipping. I don't believe they're worth it. If it was a 500C amplifier unit, tabletop, maybe. But for this guy, no. So I'm going to install a separate on-off switch. And we are on a budget after all. So yeah. But something very interesting happened. Oops. Something very interesting happened, and I'm probably going to do a cut so I can collect my thoughts. Okay, so as I was talking about earlier, this guy got a full recap, electrolytic recap that is. As you can see, all this stuff here has been done, but something kind of strange happened while testing. So I was playing music on the unit. I walked out the workshop for about 10 minutes, came back in, and literally as I walked in, there was a loud pop. So I shut it down, flipped it open, had a look inside, and this is what we found. This Nichion, allegedly a Nichion, capacitor, 100 UF, rated at 200 volts, burst. I thought it was really, really strange. Not seen that before. Well, I've seen them burst, but not under testing conditions when brand new. So anyway, did a bit of investigating, and these might be counterfeit. I'm not sure where I got them. I might have got them on eBay, but we're pretty sure that these are counterfeit. And that's because this is a doubler circuit right here, 200 volts, 200 volts, and we got 385 volts flowing across here. So 400 pretty much supposed to handle that, even not a little bit more. But no, did not like 385 volts. So we think these guys are counterfeit. So it just goes to show the stuff out there, even the capacitor land, that is not good. So I got some ICs here, capacitors, Illinois capacitors. These are from Mouser, so we know these are good. I also went up a rating to 250. So we're going to replace these with these. I was doing the splits on these guys, but these are true axials. But yeah, just goes to show. Can't be too careful where you get your parts from. So I've got to be a little bit more careful. I usually get my stuff from Mouser, but it was probably I needed these really quick for something else and bought them off eBay. But yeah, so be careful out there, guys. Be very careful. All right. Part 4 to come.